Hi guys. So I wanted to show you how I'm going to make dinner tonight. Before I had my stroke, I used to love to cook for my family and just cook in general. So tonight I'm going to make a roast in the crock pot, and we are going to try together to see how well I can do that with one hand. Okay, so let's get started. I got everything together, so it's all in place. I just have to put everything together. I'm going to cut up an onion and some potatoes with my trusty plastic knife, and I'm going to use one of these choppers. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I'm sure you have. They're all over the internet, especially TikTok. But you just shove it in here and it slices it for you. So we're going to do that. And then I have baby carrots to throw in there, some dried foraged mushrooms, and some other things. But let's get started and see how this works out. I have never tried this before, so bear with me. Okay. I still want to use my right hand even though I can't, so it takes me a minute. I don't know what you guys liked to do before you had your strokes, but this was something that used to always calm me. And after having my stroke, not being able to cook has been so difficult because I'm having to rely on my husband to cook everything, and barbecuing is really good for him. He can barbecue very well, and he cooks all right. He just doesn't cook as healthy as I would like him to, right? This cutting is proving to be harder than I want it to be. Okay, don't come at me in the comments about how I'm going to cut myself, because this is not. It's ginormous. Okay, all I have to do is cut this tip off. So much easier when I had my right hand. me, bro. You know, I love to watch the Food Network, especially now that I don't get to cook as much as I like. But I can promise you that nobody on the Food Network ever had to cut an onion like this. Because this is a bunch of malarkey. About fill this onion. Cut it down the middle. Okay. We're getting somewhere. If I can just get through it, I can use my little chopper. This is about the time I asked Jesus for patience. And the funny thing is, when you ask Jesus for patience, he gives you the opportunity to be patient. And that is what is happening right here, ladies and gentlemen. My opportunity to experience patience. And my physical therapist would say, Gina, you have none. By the way, this is my trash bowl. You know, if you use a trash bowl when you cook, but it is very convenient. Look, we're getting somewhere. Hooray! Let's see if we can cut through this side of the onion. And that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Would be so fantastic. This plastic knife is for the birds. You know, I cut some bell peppers with it the other day, and it worked fine. Cutting onions, on the other hand, not so much. Just not working fine. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We may be getting somewhere. half an hour, but we got there. I can just see Bobby Flay doing this, right? Or Alex or Shelly doing this. I'm sure I just butchered her name into a million pieces. We're getting there, we're getting there. Haha. Success, finally. All right. And now all we have to do is I'm going to cut it. First of all, let's clean off our workstation because this is a total mess. Oh no, we lost part of the onion. Okay. Here we go. Just make sure the plastic knife is clean. Okay. There we go. Oh. Put that back in there. We're going to cut this in half so that it's easier in our... Oh, that was awful. You know what? Who cares that it's awful? We're getting somewhere. We're going to try and cut this off if we can, or here we go. This was the worst onion to try this on. But practice makes perfect, and we're gonna get it done. Look, guys, we did it. Yay! Also, this is gonna be delicious when we get done. Sweet. Okay. You can tell that I was an 80s kid because I say sweet all the time. All right, let's get chopping. Okay, we'll deal with these potatoes next. Let's get a chopper going. All right. Hope you guys can see this. Always make sure this is closed properly. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ready, set. Wow. Just, you know what? Just so no one cares. I mean, sure, people care. I don't want to be a waster of a lot of food, but oh no. Hooray! There we go. All right. Back in the day, when I would make this, I would saute the onions, kind of like a French onion soup, and add them at the end. I would only put a few onions in the stew to begin with for flavoring. And I'm going to use this last piece, and I'm just going to cut it one more time like this so that there's a few big chunks of onion in there when we cook it. So we're just going to go like this and cut it in half like this. Like, okay, now our onions are done, so we're going to put, let's put our crock pot over here, and I like to lift the crock pot out. And we'll put this over here like this. We'll put these in here on the bottom. These on the bottom. Now we're cooking. Okay. Let's get these onions out of here. Okay. Hooray! The onions are done. Put this away. Alright, now we're gonna just cut these potatoes up. Now I'm only gonna do 2 potatoes because I don't like a lot of potatoes. Some people love potatoes, but they start to get real mushy, and it just kind of makes everything, you know, it just makes everything thick, and I'd rather just have it more stewy. So I just do 2 potatoes. Let's go this way first. You know, these plastic knives. In my previous life, I worked out. You would know that right now. You would never know. so much easier when you have a flat surface. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. What do you guys like to do as a hobby? Especially since you've had a stroke. It's hard to do a lot of things when you only have one hand that works, especially if you've had paralysis in one of your limbs, or like me, I've had paralysis in the entire right side of my body. So I have paralysis in my right arm and my right leg. So it's a little difficult to get around. I can't drive, I can't go places by myself. I'm pretty much stuck to fend for myself at home until a willing participant will take me places. Or if I have PT a couple of times a week, and that's kind of like an outing, right? Then that's also like torture. But I also enjoy PT too, because it will get my arm and leg working again eventually. I've already had a lot of progress from where I was 4 months ago when I couldn't move at all. So that was really terrible. That was just the worst. But God's got us. Right before I had my stroke, we bought a pasta maker, and because I love to cook, that was my next thing I wanted to learn, was to make pasta from home. And I bought all the equipment and all the things, and I never got to do it. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'm going to get to try to make pasta at home. And I will make some ravioli for our daughter because she loves ravioli. And I love all pasta because who doesn't? And alright, we're gonna do this potato and then carrots and stuff and throw it in the meat and be done. Okay. Let's see if we can get this done a little faster. This thing is taking forever. Well, this really is my first time cooking from scratch. I have to say I'm not doing that bad of a job, right? I'm probably gonna have to post the full video on my YouTube page, the beginning of the video and the end of the video on my TikTok page, because it's taking a hot minute. Besides cutting things being hard, I found that writing is challenging for me, because I had very good handwriting before my stroke, and now trying to write again with my left arm or with my left hand is very hard. And I don't love that so much. Okay, so I'm gonna throw some of these baby carrots. They're organic baby carrots. Sounds like my dog's just ran into something. Okay, so I use some of these organic baby carrots in the stew just because we eat them all the time and it's easy. So why not make it easy? One for me. Okay, so I added a can of San Marzano tomatoes. I crushed them up and added the juice and 1 can of water. Now I'm going to add a box of low sodium beef broth. I like to shake it up first. You need to put a good amount of liquid in here because it's gonna cook. And you want your roast to be nice and tender and moist. Okay. I'm going to wipe this down. Okay. Now I'm going to take bouillon, better than bouillon base. This stuff is amazing. But also it's loaded with sodium, so just also be careful about that. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of the better than bouillon garlic base because this stuff is also amazing. I'm going to take a scoopful of minced garlic. Normally I like to put regular garlic, real garlic, regular garlic. I like real garlic, but we are out. So minced garlic it is. Just like to scoop it around here. Garlic your heart up, guys. You can never have too much garlic. That's my opinion. And then, look, we found this on Facebook somewhere, my mother-in-law and I, and we have added it to our pot roast, and it just makes it so yummy. This little au jus gravy pack, it is amazing. So just give it a go. You'll thank me for it later or not, but I'm telling you, it really does taste yummy. Okay. Throw this sucker in there. Mix everything around and then push play. And we are gonna have the most amazing dinner. And I'm gonna put it 4 hours on high in the crock pot. And it's gonna be so yummy, guys. I will probably make some even though we put a few potatoes in the pot roast, I will probably make mashed potatoes to go with the pot roast for dinner. So that way you can just scoop a little side of mashed potatoes with dinner, and then I always like to put a green veggie with dinner. So broccoli or green beans or something like that. And these days it's super easy. You could just throw it on a pot and steam it, or you could throw it on in the microwave. Anyway, my aphasia starts to get a little bad when I start to get tired. So I'm going to sign off, say thank you. Hope you liked the recipe. Thanks for sticking with me through the onion debacle, and hope to see you guys next time. Have a wonderful Thursday, and good luck with all your stroke survival needs. See you later. Bye, guys.